Hello students, welcome to MJC Learning. Today we are going to start with part 6 of National Income of Economics. Let us get started. Now you are very much clear about what is the meaning of national income. National income is the monetary value of all goods and services that are produced in a country in a period of 1 year. Right now we are learning different methods of measuring national income. There are three methods of measuring national income. First method is the output method or the product method. Second is the income method, and third is the expenditure method. In earlier two videos, I have already explained you about uh, output method and income method. So now in this video, we will continue with the expenditure method. Now, as the name you can see, expenditure. What is the meaning of expenditure? Expenditure means spending. So, as the name suggests, this particular method takes into consideration all the expenditure takes place on consumption or investment of goods and services. So, likewise in product method, we take into consideration from production side of view. In income method, we take into consideration the total income of a country, and in expenditure method, we take into consideration the expenditure that takes place in a year in a country. It is also known as the outlay method. The total expenditure incurred by the society in a particular year is added together. As I told you, this particular method looks more into expenditure. How much is this spending in a year? Whether it could be on consumption, it could be on investment side. But if you have spent your money, that will go under the expenditure method. And in this method, we look into how much money is spent, and that calculation goes as the national income. Income can be spent either on consumer goods or on capital goods. Consumer goods are those goods which we consume, which are very much necessity, and capital goods are those goods here also we are spending, but in return we are also getting money. Likewise, if we talk about, for example, schools. Now, when a person is building a school, that means a person is spending money. But in return, when a school is started, so that person is also getting money from the school. So this way, this is called as capital. This is a type of investment. A person is investing. Earlier, the person is spending, but then later on, a person is getting money of whatever his investment he has done. That is capital goods. And consumer goods are those goods which are very much required, very much necessity, and which are consumed by the people. We can get national income by summing up. Summing up means totaling up all consumption expenditure and investment expenditure made by all individual firms as well as government of a country during a year. So in expenditure method, we take into consideration all the expenditure. Either it could be done by normal individuals like me and you or any people, or it can be done with the from the government side. So if government is also spending, on any type of consumption or any type of capital goods, then that will be also considered as expenditure and it will be counted in national income. Now let us see the formula of expenditure method. NI stands for national income, C stands for consumption goods, I stands for investment, that is C plus I plus G plus X minus M, that is export minus import. G stands for government's investment expenditure and consumption expenditure. We will see that in detail further. Plus R minus P, that is R is whatever receipt from the abroad and P is payment made to abroad. Let us see that in detail. Now C, as I told you, C is private final consumption expenditure. That means expenditure done by household on non-durable goods and durable goods. So any type of expenditure that a normal person is doing, it can be on normal food purchasing, it could be on car purchasing, it could be on mobile purchasing, it could be on washing machine purchasing, fridge purchasing, or a daily necessity like food grain purchasing. So any type of expenditure done by normal individual comes under private final consumption expenditure, and that is written as the alphabet C, capital C. So C is equal to consumption. Remember that way. C and consumption also starts with C, and that is normal consumption done by normal individual. It could be anything, non-durable, durable goods. Then comes I. I stands for investment. Remember that way. I is investment is written as capital I, and it stands for gross domestic private investment expenditure. So here also this expenditure, whichever investment done by normal individual. So if you are buying a house, you are buying a plot, you are buying you are making a building a school, you are building an hospital, then it all will be considered as private investment. Why it will be called as private investment? Because it is not done by the government, it is done by any individual. So if it is not done by the government, it is called as private investment. So C stands for consumption, I stands for investment. Investment means where you are investing something and in return you are going to get some money, that is called as investment. Then comes G. There are two types of expenditure in government final, that is government final consumption and government investment expenditure. So there are two types of expenditure in government side, and that is written as capital G, which includes two types of expenditure. One is consumption expenditure and one is investment expenditure. Now what is consumption expenditure and what is here we are talking about government consumption expenditure and government investment expenditure. Remember this, because earlier which what we saw C and I, that was about private consumption that is done by normal individual. Now we are talking about government's consumption expenditure and government investment expenditure. Now government consumption expenditure, where government is spending, again expenditure means spending, on various administrative services. Now so many services are provided by the government like law and order, police को सैलरी कौन देता है? गवर्नमेंट देता है. डिफेंस, मिलिट्री, education, private public schools, public hospitals, this is all called as consumption expenditure. And investment expenditure, which are incurred, again incurred by the government, because this is done by the government. So investment expenditure refers to the expenditure incurred by the government on creating infrastructure facilities. Now for example, in a village, if a factory is started, so for factory government has to first build the roads. If there are no roads, no water facility, no electricity facility, so all this facility like constructions of roads, railways, bridges, dams, canals, which are used by the business sector for production of goods and services, it will all be considered as investment expenditure. Why investment? Because government is spending. First of all, expenditure means spending. Government is spending to build roads. Now finally, when roads are built, when water facility is there, when electricity facility is there, what will happen? Then a company can start its production, and in return profit will company will give profit in terms of money, so that all profit will go to government only. So this is the reason it will be called as investment expenditure. So when you write G, G includes both types of expenditure, that is government consumption expenditure and government investment expenditure. Do remember this. So first we wrote C, C means consumption, private consumption. I, capital I, stands for private investment. Then we wrote plus G, that means government consumption expenditure and government investment expenditure. Then comes X plus X minus M. X minus M we have already seen before, which refers to the difference between export and import of a country during a period of 1 year. This is all between a period of 1 year, which starts with 1st April, from 1st April till 31st of March. So this is the difference between export and import. Export has to be more than the import, and then comes net receipts, that is R minus P, that is expenditure incurred by foreigners on domestic goods, that is foreigner in our country, whatever expenditure they are doing. Now whatever expenditure they will do, that will improve our money, our national income. So that is written as R minus P, means whatever expenditure our Indian national is spending in foreign countries. Now, for example, let us say that Shah Rukh Khan is spending money in Dubai. So that will not be our national income, no? That will increase their national income. So that will be written as P. And if a foreign national, like say for example Tom Cruise is spending money, is staying in our country and spending money in our country, that means that person is increasing our national income. So that will be written as R. So difference between expenditure incurred by foreigners on domestic goods and services, that is R, and expenditure incurred abroad, that is in foreign countries, by residents on foreign goods and services. So that is R minus P. So I hope that all these formulas are clear with you. Let us move ahead. So now some of the precautions, some of the things we need to think while calculating expenditure method, or some of the precautions we need to government need to take while calculating national income with expenditure method. In all the method, one thing is clear, that double counting has to be avoided, whether it is income method, whether it is product method, whether it is expenditure method. Double counting always has to be avoided. If one commodity is counted twice, that means it is giving a wrong counting, and for that reason double counting has to be avoided. So expenditure on all intermediate goods and services should be ignored in order to avoid double counting. Then second point is expenditure on the repurchase of second hand goods should be ignored, as it is not incurred on currently produced goods. So if it is first hand goods, if expenditure is done on first hand goods, then we need to take into consideration. But again, if you are spending that if you are spending again for the same product as second hand good, then that money will not be taken into consideration. So this is also common in all the method where expenditure, where you are where it is second hand good, or wear and tear, where depreciation cost is involved. Such type of counting should not be included. Then third point, that is expenditure on transfer payment like scholarships, old age pensions, unemployment allowance, etc. should be ignored. Now when college is giving, for example, scholarships to the student, so college is spending, right? Expenditure is taking place. Now that money is going to the student's account, like scholarship is given to study further, but this expenditure will not be calculated, as it is just a transfer income. This we have already also seen in income method. So when it is just a transfer, there is nothing something working and you are receiving, it is just a transfer income. So whether it is a scholarship or it is old age pension. Now who gives pension? Suppose a private company is giving pension to its employees, or a government sector company is giving pension to its employees, but that again is just a transfer in money, and it should not be taken into counting. Unemployment allowance, in some of the countries even government gives unemployment allowance when a person is not employed for certain period of time. Then comes expenditure on repurchase of financial assets should not be included. Again, repurchase, if it is purchased first time, then it has to be taken into consideration. But if it is purchased again, that is repurchased, then that should not be taken into consideration. Then further, indirect taxes should be deducted. Indirect taxes means taxes which are on the product, that is on goods and services. When you buy product, there are indirect taxes levied on the product by the government, that has to be deducted. Expenditure on final goods and services should be included. That is, whatever expenditure takes place on final goods and services that has to be included. That is normal expenditure. Subsidies should be included. Government is giving subsidies to the poor people, that should be also included. Subsidies means certain grants, some concessions, that should be also included. An expenditure method is rarely used by any country because of its practical difficulties, though there are some difficulties in expenditure method. So this is not used by many of the countries because of its some difficulties. So here in this part 6 video we have finished the methods of measuring national income. This video we have learned about expenditure method. Now in further, that is part 7 and last video of national income, we will learn difficulties in measurement of national income. Now we will see what are the actual difficulties we will government can feel while calculating national income. Thank you so much.